So, hi everyone. Welcome. Oh, yes, storyteller. That's right. I am a storyteller, a shaman storyteller of true stories, I might add. Right. Okay. Um, so I'm starting 10 minutes later than what I wanted, but that's okay. I've been a lot worse. So, actually, it's 9 minutes to be exact. So, we're going to do a wee twin flame past life check-in. I always actually check in on the past lives anyway, but it's just I like to do them on a Sunday and I didn't get it done. So, but we do it live because I'm doing the Taurus one live after this. So, and when I say Taurus, it's Taurus in the second house. So it can make sense to anyone. I'm sure you all know that by now, but if anyone's new, actually check in. Right. So I was just checking that the volume was on. Um, yeah. So when I come off of this one and back onto that one, there's an opportunity to get paid personal readings. So if you're looking for that, I'll do that at the end of the next live that I'm on because I'll be doing that for a couple of hours. I don't imagine if I'm starting about 9, could be starting later than 9, depending on how this is. Um, I'd imagine I'll be on till 11 at least. But I don't really, there's no need to be any longer than that. But hello, how are you doing, Charlotte? I'm good. Yes, I'm feeling good. I'm not as tired as I was Friday. I was very tired, but I'm feeling good and rested, and my hair's back. My hair's back the way I like it. All that grey is fucked off magically. So, although I don't know, it is quite funny. Like the older I am getting, the more I'm like, it really didn't bother me that much until, well, it wasn't really bothering me that much basically, because when I made it curly, you can't see it as much. It's when it's like this, you would really be able to see. But I'm going to get all chopped off again. Look how long it is. My mum was just, it's so long you can't even see the bottom of it. But my mum was just saying that. There she was like, oh my God, your hair grows so fast. And I was like, Mum, I'm 41. You really should know that by now. But it does. So that's why I'm like, I'm just going to get that long bob that I usually get because it's, look, I've got enough room for 2 long bobs. So I'm going to miss the sleep rollers, guys. I'm not going to lie. But I probably will try them even with the short hair. Right. So maybe you're having to just chop something, cut someone out, or cut something, cut someone out. It must be someone and something, or a lot of people, because I always feel like when I get my hair cut, I'm just like, boom, that's it. The whole lot of shit's been cut away, like metaphorically for other stuff too. Um, so let's get the stuff. Oh no, I don't need the. Well, actually, I probably will just put the usual stuff that I put in the chat. So wait a minute. Um, what is this? Where's Oh dear, there's me saying I'm tired. I'm fucking yawning already. Right, so that is now. Yeah, I'll just put it in now. Oh fuck. Sorry, this is a bit annoying, but I need to that and here. I'll just put the booking link in just now. That's what I'll do because I'm not doing the other readings right now until the next one. Right, so if you're watching this on replay, that is or live. This is the overall booking link, and we're going to set a goal. I'm not here very long, but I put in the shittest things in that bit, but it's just because I can't think what to write. I'm going to continue anyway. I'll continue the next live. I'm going to continue anyway. But like I always say, thanks if you are guided to donate because it goes to just me continuing to help people, you know, with all the stuff that I put. Right, okay, so not that we need any more decks specifically, but I go through sage and tea lights like you wouldn't believe. So um oh, I've just seen Renee's reply. So I was just saying something. Yes, it is a very good song. I actually put it on my Spotify, Renee. So thank you for. Um, right. Okay. So, um, people will be like, "What's the song now?" Wait a minute. It was something about Pink Pony Club, Chappelle Roan. I'd never heard it before. So right. It was just Renee had used it on a short, so I was like, oh, I like that song. Right, let's get into this. So what will we go with first? Right, so I've got these sacred site cards that I've barely ever used. So I bet you something. And the thing is, that could actually take up the whole. Let's just do that so that it doesn't need to be really long. I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes and let's just see what comes out because I bet you it's going to be quite an important message because I don't usually use these cards and it's like sacred sites. I just feel. So I wonder if like Mount Shasta or something's going to come out. So I don't know if you have heard this story, but when I was at one of my shamanic groups many years ago, we were doing a group meditation and I just heard something about Mount Shasta in the meditation, right? Now, I didn't know Mount Shasta was in to do with one of my main guides, Saint Germain. I swear to God, cross my heart, hope to die. I know that's sad. I really didn't know. But when I looked it up after, like basically I that was it. So I didn't look it up until I was in the car with my dad because he picked me up, right? Because these weekends I was on were totally knackered and, again, it was extensive, deep stuff. But like I do remember when I said that people were kind of like, oh yeah, that makes sense that you'd like that's what I mean. I always find out after. So basically, long story short, I was in the car with my dad and I was like, Dad, do you know where Mount Shasta? And he was like, trying to pretend like he did, and he didn't. And like, so, but we both, I think, I don't know, we'd stopped the car somewhere and we both looked at the same time and we actually got the same thingy up. But it was quite fascinating because there was a lot about Saint Germain stuff. Like I said, that is my main guide. Some of my main twin flame guides are like Saint Germain, Lady Portia energy. So if that comes up, I will scream or something but I do remember there is that card in it. There's ones in Scotland, there's ones in England. We'll just see what comes out. So what have we got? But again, obviously there could just be very strong Saint Germain energy in the air. Because again, not a lot of people ever mention this. And actually I forgot this year too, which was quite funny. They normally remind me. But I feel I was just meant to celebrate Saint Germain's Ascension Day myself privately because sometimes I put in the shorts. But anyway, that was the 1st of May. So again, that to me, I felt like that was a lot of the masculines coming out of a dark place. If that resonates with you, and if you resonate with the violet flame and stuff. So right, okay. It's funny you say about releasing things when cutting hair. My hair's so thick they're always cutting out the weight. Hairdressers say the amount they cut from me is 2 to 3 in another class. Isn't it funny? So my hair is really long and grows really fast, and you've got really thick hair. There's a lot, yeah. Is it maybe it's something to do with being an old soul, Charlotte? Because we are a couple of old souls, but yeah, it's like I'm really not. It's funny because it's like when it comes to my hair, I am attached to it because I'm not going to say, oh, I hate my hair. I don't. I love my hair, right? But I love my hair when it's working with me. You see that? I don't hide it because I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good hair day. And I'm like, oh, this is a shit hair day. But, but like I like it because it's versatile. Like, you know what I mean? I like and again I loved when I started getting that short bob, like, oh my God, when did that the first time I got it was nearly 10 years ago, it was 9 years ago. I think the first time I ever done it was 2016. There was a lot of crazy changes and stuff going on in my life around then, and it felt really liberating too. It's just like, fuck it, chopping it all off. And I was like, wow, who's she? I'm digging this. But less of the old. Well, we are old souls, Charlotte. Do you know what I mean? We're not old in this. We're not old in the sense of because we're 41, but we are old souls with a young spirit. Well, it does none of it make sense, does it? I am. I'm like a kid and an old lady all rolled into one. It really just depends what day it is. Right. So maybe you're the same. I would imagine you could be the same actually, because the Pisces could be the old lady bit, and the kid bit could be the Sag rising, and your Mercury in Aries too. You see what I mean? I just remember your placements like that. Right, what have we got then? Will we do one for the? Let's do one for the feminine and the masculine. I might put the card back and see if the same card comes out. Let's do right. So what have we got for the divine feminine that's going to connect with this? Whether you are a female or a male, or it could resonate for the masculine's feminine side too, and it can resonate with more than just a couple of twin flames. It can resonate with lots of different people. We'll just see what comes up. What have we got? It's not what I mentioned, but the reason why I'm doing the kind of thing I usually do. Literally haven't used these cards. I honestly, I think I've used them twice. If I've used them more than twice, fine, but it can't have been any more, like it might be 3 times. But I seem to remember only using them like when I very first got them, and then like 6 months ago or something, or it could have even been longer than that ago. But whenever I done it, I did pull Grand Canyon. So that's quite interesting. It might have, do you know what? It might have specifically been Nathan I pulled that for. I seem to remember. Or Nathan was on the chat and I was like, right, where is that again? Because I know, I'm pretty sure that was where, thanks, Grandma, Grandad. That's so creepy. I was about to say that was where my grandma and granddad visited when they were alive, because they've both been gone a very long time. But so cherish the older people in your life while they're here, because cherish your ancestors, because my grandma died when I was 15 and my granddad died when I was 18. So, both when I was very young. And also my grandpa died when I was 13. So, you know what I mean? And then my nana was kicking about quite a while longer, kicking about a bit. I keep my eyes are getting pulled to when I'm saying that, quite a while longer. So when she died, there was a lot of trauma going on in my life. I can't even fucking remember. It was 30. 30? Yeah, it was 30. My 30th. It was the end of my Saturn return, actually. But she hadn't been very well for ages before that. So again, there could be a lot about ancestors with this coming in. But yeah, so that's what's coming to me there. So let's see. Let's just go with this one, and then we'll do the masculine after. But I'm wondering if that might come out again. Let's just see. There's anger what on the back. Don't know where that is, so we might need to quickly check what that is. But this is interesting that this Grand Canyon one keeps going. I'm wondering if this is the one that's got. When I've pulled them before, and this often happens, and it's annoying because you see me shuffling. If this is the one I'm thinking, there was one I was reading, and it was all about yin yang. And I was like, oh my God. And like, again, I know a lot of you are going to like the yin yang symbol, but like I always say, like, I have liked the yin yang symbol since I was a kid. And it makes perfect sense because my calling literally, like, I'm not allowed to help anyone else. Like, again, I'm literally testing that out with this other channel, like, to see whether I attract people that aren't twin flames. But it was a twin flame fucking message. You know what I mean? So, just, but so I don't know, it might be that one again, because look, it's the twins. And so the big thing about, I'll put that in the title of the other one. The live stream I'm doing after this is for Gemini in the third house. Oh, sorry, it's not. Oh, interesting. Gemini is what I'm doing tomorrow. But we're in the Taurus moon right now, so I'm doing the God fuck. I hope I don't forget that. Charlotte, if you're still here for the next one, please remind me it's Taurus. It's Taurus. It's not Gemini that I'm doing. It's Taurus. I'm in danger of forgetting that. Shit. I'll remember. But we're in the dark moon right now. And definitely the dark moon tomorrow. And then the new moon is on Tuesday in the wee early hours in the UK anyway. So you can check for where you are. But Mercury, planet communication, just went into Gemini today. So look at the twins. So I think this is that one. So I'm wondering if I'm just calling it now. I think this might be the one that blows my mind when I'm like, I feel, if no one else does, I feel very connected to this. But it will be more than me. But let's just see. I don't know if it is that one, but I think it is. But obviously this is just going to be, I think this is a twin flamey message. It always is. Right, so. And what's it? I keep telling the kids stories about my life, and they say back in the olden days, oh my God. Well, I did post Teen Wolf yesterday, Charlotte, so you know what I mean? But they don't make films like that anymore, do they? You've seen Teen Wolf, surely, haven't you? One of my favorites. Win in the end. You're gonna win in the end. It's just all the 80s songs are so dramatic. I love it. Right. Oh my God, this morning in the shower, I was thinking about my spiritual awakening as a kid. When we went to Sedona, Arizona, we went to the Grand Canyon that whole day too. What? Well, never mind it resonating with me. This might be resonating with you too, the both of us, or you alone. Fucking hell. What are the chances of me pulling the card about the Grand Canyon and the first person that chats on the chat, let's face it, maybe the only person that chats on the chat, saying that? If you're new around here, guys, get used to synchronicity like that. Love it. Right, let's find it then, see what it's saying. How funny, though, that I never use the deck and I keep pulling the same card. That's why I'm saying I bet you it is the one that I was like, what? That's like, feels like I really resonate. Right. Grand Canyon. God, don't tell me it's one of these. There we go. 218. So, yeah, I've got a. You've probably heard this story before. Definitely Charlotte will. It's a dream catcher above my bed that I don't sleep in. Like, and it's from there. So, but I had a feeling you were going to say that because I always remember the films that you say that you've seen when I mention them, or occasionally when you've mentioned a film that I haven't seen. Like, for instance, there was one. Now, where was that video? Because I don't remember putting it up. How fucking weird is that? Where was I doing that video? It must have been in the one I done yesterday. It must have been because, but yeah, I think it was the one I done last night that I kept seeing this 80s film that's got like Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez or whatever his name is, and just a few of the that I wanted I wanted to say like the Rat Pack or something there. It's not called that, but it's got a name like about a group of guys. You know what I mean? And I haven't seen that 80s film. I can see the cover now, and I don't know. I don't know if it's I'm wanting to or they're wanting me. I don't even really know what's about. I'd imagine it's going to be something about growing up and teenagers and guys, and I really don't know. So if somebody knows what I'm talking about, you could tell me. You could tell me if it's any good. But I think I'm going to have to go and search it. Maybe even after this because it popped. It was weird. They showed me it, and I'm like, I haven't seen that one. Because there isn't really a lot of 80s films I haven't seen. Like, because I am a total fanatic, so I love it when I find one. That's what I said yesterday. That until it's quite a few years now, Charlotte, isn't it? But until like 3, 4 years ago, I hadn't seen 16 Candles, and I totally love that. And I hadn't seen Pretty in Pink, and I love them both. They're really good. They're total cheese though, and it's both got the same girl in it, like Molly Ringwald. Right. So this is the divine feminine energy, the masculine and feminine side. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, it is. This is an important message. I know I'm being really dramatic, but this is an important message because I've just realized as well, with Mercury 0 degrees Gemini right now, it is exactly conjunct my Chiron in Gemini, which is that energy that that is what makes me like the twin flame shaman healer, like umbrella of just basically doing all these things for the twin flames. So, but this for everyone, I know what it means for me, but for everyone, it's a big twin flame message. So let's just see what comes out because it's the one that goes on about masculine and feminine. So this is exciting. It's exciting. I'm finding it exciting anyway. When did you? Who did you say was in it? Right, Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez. I can't say his surname, but if you know who I mean, I can't even think what films he's in. He's in loads though. But I can see Tom Cruise, him. I think it might have Rob Lowe as well. Am I pushing it by saying Patrick Swayze? that might not be. I think it might have Robert Downey Jr. I might be these last ones. I might be chucking out and getting it way off. But again, it's because I haven't seen it. I've just seen the cover and I know of the film. But I think I haven't seen it because I think it is like, oh, I was going to say it's before our time, but I mean, so is, Dirty Dancing was out like when I was really wee too, and we've all seen that. Well, most of us have. Um, I don't know. I think it was like early 80s, you know what I mean? Like really early, like maybe, I don't know, fuck knows. Right. So the image of a man and a woman with their hair interwoven. Wait a minute. Smile for the thumbnail. Surely that's enough time. The image of a man and a woman with their hair interwoven, making them as one, is a great reminder that Great Spirit. Oh, it's not got the word in it though. I think it needs to have the word in it. I hate the delay. As if you didn't know, I hate the delay. I do hate. Is Emilio Estevez in The Breakfast Club? Um, yes, him. Yeah, the one that's like the jock, like the yeah, that is. And I love that film. That was on the movie channel recently. Don't you forget about me. Don't you. That's my funeral song. I'm being serious. If anything happens, that's what I want. Hope I've made my mark on the world. So, right. Oh, the alarms went off. Well, clearly we're not starting at 9 for the other one. Did I get the thumbnail? I was pissing about too much there. I didn't. I think I did, but I don't. Fuck. Wait a minute. Right, then I'll just. The image of a man and a woman with their hair interwoven, making them as one. Oh, that honestly cracks me up. Like, what the fuck? And I don't mean cracks me up, I mean fucking just annoying. Right. Wait a minute. Maybe this is how much you've had to try to get it right on your twin flame journey, maybe in all the lifetimes. Right. Please work with me. Guides, God, whoever's doing this, please. There, keep it there. Oh no. Shit, it was better the first way. Oh fuck it. I honestly can't be arsed. The image of a man and a woman with their hair interwoven, making them as one, is a reminder that Great Spirit created them equally. Each respects and honors the other. Yeah, this is an important message, guys. Have you known such equality? Was it reflected by your parents, for example, or did you learn that man was dominant? You must, oh my God, that is really powerful. Oh yeah, because that's the other thing. Saturn going into Aries today. I was like, what's the other exciting thing? So yes, Mercury's went in. Actually, Mercury hasn't went into Gemini yet, but it's about to tonight. But Saturn is in Aries, so that is very masculine because Saturn is the father, and it's mentioned the father, and Aries is masculine. So Saturn in Aries is very masculine all round. And also the message I put out for today was divine masculine kings rising. So you must address any imbalances by honoring both your masculine and feminine aspects. The Hualapai tribe, sorry if I'm saying it wrong, that's how, I don't know how to say it. Custodians of this land teach that only by coming together can happiness be achieved. Note on the card the great Colorado River, whose endless flowing is also depicted by the power symbol. Let your emotions flow to heal yourself and your family and bring equilibrium to your relationships with the opposite sex. Right, so you could have already done that, right? Because this is for the feminine. So I feel you've already spent a lot of time balancing your masculine and your feminine, and you're seeing the result of that. You're feeling in an inner union, or you're feeling more at peace, you're feeling more at balance, you've detached, you're all calm and, like I'm doing this with my hand. However, unless you are still in that bit, so you'll know where you're at. The middle word, but it is called the lower world, the past, right? And remember, this is the past life reading, but this is the present bit now, the middle world, if this resonates. The Grand Canyon represents the vast potential within you, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It lies within the land of the Hualapai, or the people of the tall pines. The pine tree, an evergreen, symbolizes peace, harmony, creativity, growth, and immortality. You just mentioned the peace. Do you have peace, harmony, and creativity in your life? If not, why not? Do you suffer from traits of excessive masculinity in yourself or others, which include being aggressive, controlling, refusing help, blocking emotions? Again, whether you're a man or a woman, we have all been there. You might still be there a bit. So, it can be very hard to let your guard down and let other people help you. But it is also amazing when you are able to do that. Because let's say we've all got our days when we need that. You know what I mean? Like for instance, like my mum just popped up there and she was like, "Oh, leave that, I'll do that," just stuff that she was helping me. And it was like I ended up doing it myself. And you know what I mean? I think it was like subconsciously, but there was still stuff that she could help me with. But you know what I'm saying? It's like I've given examples of that before. That it's like it's just right. In my defense, right? I know people are going to heal me here. hear me here. See, but that's not a coincidence. I said that people are going to heal me here. It's like people, you need to let people help you back. Um, like today's not a good example because I actually have got a lot of energy today, but there's some usually when my mum's up, like my mum's up all the time, but you know what I mean, like just quickly sort of porting about. It's like if it was like when I was really really tired actually on the Friday, you know what I mean, I would be like, yeah, fuck it, like you know what I mean, do whatever you can't help. But today I was actually sort of porting about getting loads done in between dyeing my hair and just doing loads of stuff, very Gemini. But yeah, in the kitchen, you know what I mean, like I find that difficult because she like if she's doing anything in my kitchen, she's not going to put things where I want them to be. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and then you just have to fucking spend time putting it where you want it to be. Do you know what I mean? So like even little things like when she's loaded my dishwasher before, like she doesn't put it the way I put stuff, and I'm like, you know, it's not a big deal, but I'm kind of like, I'll just do that. Do you know what I mean? Oh my God, that sounded like a car crash there. I think it was an engine. But all this could be relevant actually, because before I came on here, it's like I was having a fight with the cards because they were falling all over me. Because when I sit on the couch and they're there, like, you know what I mean, even though I've got this thing to stop that happening. So again, I do feel there could be like fighting, you know, because I don't know how we've went into that, but you could be fighting with that part yourself, like the part that needs to receive love, whether you're the female or the male, masculine or feminine. So there's a lot in that. Or is there too much femininity in your life in the form of emotional blackmail, playing the martyr, neglecting your own needs? Where in your life do you need to grow? The rites of the, oh, why do they keep saying it so much? Hualapai tribe include a mourning ceremony and a maturity ceremony. Today, choose either to mourn your losses and then release them, very, very apt with Saturn and Pisces ending. You know what I mean? It's time to let that shit go, and then release them or celebrate your growth in one of the wise into one of the wise people who honors himself, others in the land. Isn't that amazing? Because that just follows on from the synchronicity of what I was saying when I was last on, either literally just the one I filmed last night or on Friday, about like what I was noticing with my last session was that person has evolved long past who she was still seeing herself as. And because I've known her now like 5 years this year, like I was able to be a mirror to be like, you're not that person anymore, you know? Like so let's honor when you were that person, but you've got all this growth and you've done all this healing and you're this person now. So I feel a lot of you need to hear that because that is a divine masculine energy. So, you know, whether you're a woman like that woman or whether you're a man, like just take that on board. That it's like you're different from how you were 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago. Like you're a different person now. And definitely that ties in with the Saturn and Pisces. Like the Saturn and Pisces lessons were tough. I was just saying that, you know, whether my mum likes it or not, she gets a wee forced astrology lesson. Isn't it funny? Like my mum was doing something, and I was like showing her these cards and stuff, right? And I'm like saying stuff, and it was all fucking spot on because it's not me, it's the guy saying it through me. And I was like, Mum, are you listening? Like, people actually pay me to hear this shit. Do you know what I mean? My mum's like acting like I'm torturing her. But I could see her kind of like, oh, yeah, that does make sense. But anyway, moving on. I'm exaggerating, guys, but it was quite funny. But what was it? What was it I was saying? Yeah, that was like think about, you know, definitely for me, and obviously because that's my mum, I was thinking over I said this yesterday, but I was thinking, right, what has happened in the past 3 years? And I was like, oh yeah, I can really see where the confusion, illusions, deception, like worldly stuff, personal stuff, you know, I could see it does just feel that the last 3 years especially have been very confusing and something you have to Pisces surrender to. I don't know what the fucking that's it. The Outsiders. Thank you. Matt Dillon, Patrick Swayze. Oh, it's Patrick Swayze. See, they must have been dropping that in my consciousness. Rob Lowe, Tom Cruise, Amelia Estevez, and Diane Lane. Don't know who Diane Lane is. I will if I see it. I know the name. Thank you for that. Yeah, I need to see that. I think we both need to watch it. I don't know why, because they were showing me it. I don't even fucking really know. What is it? Now that you've done that, can you just what's the synopsis? I'll look myself if you don't want to tell us. It was just kind of weird. That was funny that Patrick Swayze was it. Patrick Swayze was my crush when I was too young to be crushing on a man. But because remember, I've said this before, but I used to have a t-shirt when I was not that young, actually, probably like what, I don't know what age I was. I don't know what age I was when I had that t-shirt. Not like I wasn't at high school then. I was probably still at primary. I think it was primary. But it had I love Johnny Castle. like from Dirty Dancing, if you haven't seen it. Or it either had I love Johnny Castle or Johnny Castle's my boyfriend. Because I used to say when I was little, Johnny Castle's my boyfriend. That's how much I was obsessed with Dirty Dancing. Um, anyway, fun fact. Yeah, but so just reflect on that for yourself. It's quite interesting when you, like I said, like I can see the divine love of the Saturn and Pisces lessons because, I've always been healing with divine, unconditional love, Mary Magdalene, but definitely the past 3 years, the Mary Magdalene and Jesus energy is coming like full pelt, even stronger. And that's not a coincidence that was when I've just been led to go to Roslyn Chapel. Like, that's 3 times I've been now. Oh, 3 times! How funny is that? Oh my God, that's actually nuts. Have I went every year of the Saturn and Pisces? My God, that's really weird. I must have, see what I mean? I've not even meant that, but I was like, because Pisces is really psychic. I've just been, because I was the first year, remember, I was just completely led there and I didn't even know why. I was just guided. Like, God, that's fucking nut. And it's not that easy to get to. It's easy if you drive where I live, but I don't drive. There's like one bus you can get. It's a fucking nightmare. I nearly died trying to get back because you have to walk by the side of a big country road. And it was boiling. All in the name of love, you know what I mean? For like for others as well, because it was like praying for the unions. But yeah, my dad saved the day that day because I missed the bus and he showed up like my knight in shining armor and was able to drive me because I would have missed it. It was it was a strong energy to go there. But you see, so that's the things I can notice. But I've got to be honest, I can notice more shitty, confusing things, mysteries of the Pisces than I can the good things. But let's pray that Saturn in Aries is new, change, fire, passion, fun as well, playful inner child stuff, because that's Aries. Right. The sun, and so this is the potential. So this is, I think that means the future in this deck. So this is the potential of what's to come. The sun is ready to shine in your life. If you choose to balance the yin female and the yang male, we all know that here, within you, you will heal yourself and extend healing also among the timelines of your ancestors. Oh my God, that's why they were making me talk about my grandparents and stuff like that before I even pulled the card. It was before I even pulled the card, wasn't it? If it maybe it was, I can't. I don't know if I'd pulled the card or not, but I think it was before it. Start with the meditation. When there's balance within your family, you can move on and work with the Great Spirit. So what I feel is perhaps some of you have Aries in the 4th house. So Saturn could be transiting, your 4th house of family, ancestors, and all that trauma stuff. So you can move on and work with the Great Spirit who shines down on you in all you do. The sun is a symbol of life. Without it, nothing would grow. The sun represents the dawn of the Hula people. I really don't know if I'm saying that, probably not. Of you too. As you look at the ray that flows from the sun in the upper world down to the lower world, remember the good times in your life. I just done that before I read it. You're part of life and of creation. You're sacred. You must find your own philosophy. Greet the sun each day as it comes up and thank the Creator for your life. And as the sun sets each day, remember those who have gone before you and you whose lives have brought you to where you are today. Right, here's the wee meditation if you want to do it. Let's read this first. A teen gang. Oh, yes, so it is. So it is. I knew it was going to be about teenagers, but look, I got drawn to Teen Wolf yesterday. Teenagers came up on the last live stream I done, or one of the last. I think it was the Pisces one. So there's a lot of you needing to basically do soul retrieval for your teenage selves. So if you need that support with that in a private session, book for that because there's a lot of your teenage selves that are really reaching out. But if you want to do it yourself, do it yourself. But just know when to receive help from others too, because obviously that was the message. A teen gang in rural Oklahoma perpetually at odds with a rival group, following a fight between them that ends in a death. Boys are forced into oh fucking hell, Jesus. Why am I being led to watch that then? I mean, sorry, I'm laughing out of nerves. I hope there's no, I don't know, maybe like conflict going on for, I don't know. I'll need to see why I'm being led to watch that. They have to contend with the consequences of their violent lives. While some achieve redemption, others will meet tragic end. Holy shit. Wow, I'm glad I got you to do that so that everyone else heard it. Right, so whatever that means to everyone else, because I have no idea why. You'll see if you haven't watched it, if you watch yesterday's medicine wheel spread that I do on a Saturday, they kept showing me that film and I couldn't even remember what it was called. And side note, there's a song called Outside by somebody called Craig someone. He's Scottish and he won The Voice one year. Fun facts, I know. So, but that song's quite it's like it's catchy, but it's quite depressing because it's like I'm frozen. I don't know if it's frozen, but it's like I'm can't get out of my head, can't be like you, feel like you do. I can't. I don't know the words, but that's the tune. Like, but it's a good song. I think it's called "The Outside." It always reminds me of the Five of Pentacles energy, because the Five of Pentacles is like not doing well financially, but it can be not doing well emotionally as well, and feeling like you're out in the cold. And so with the name "The Outside," and now that film being called "The Outsiders," there's something about feeling on the outside of someone's life, or feeling out in the cold, like feeling not welcome almost, something. Actually, that does tie in. If you saw some of the personal reads I done on the Pisces one, that was a theme that, again, you can go and watch towards the end. That actually these themes are coming up because it was coming up for one person, it was coming up for others. So however that fits, but I think as well with just what you just read there, that if you think about it, that is what I tune into a lot. This is quite deep, but it's true. Like, that is why a lot of the people that come in, like, they're guides of a sort. I have got a lot of male guides that help me from the spirit world, that whether it's through clients or through other walks of life, that they're in the spirit world through being in with the wrong crowd. You know what I'm saying? So like that, like specifically like that, um I don't want to say people's names, but it was like somebody that chats on here now and again, like her best friend, um who's absolutely hilarious. So if he comes in, and he's very good looking too. I can't remember, that's what I call him, Mr. Hot Man number 2. Because Hot Man number 1 is the guy on these cards that are conveniently sitting right here. So that might be relevant. I'm realizing I know I have blocked our union, and I know I'm really blocking myself. It itched my nose, so I think Mr. Hot Man number 2 must be wanting to talk there. But and it's got "I want a future with you" behind you too. So that's quite a powerful message, actually, that combo alone. Yeah, you know what I mean? He was definitely, that's not, well, yeah, he got in with a lot of dodgy people, really. And that was what, if you want to know what I'm talking about, I'll pin the video below, because it was a really powerful mediumship channeling. With humor too, because again, like, it's like they make me use dark humor. Because I've got a dark sense of humor. But you know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of poignant stuff in it too, because it's true. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be true to yourself, and but if you blend in too much and you kind of like you fall in and you lose yourself with who you're around, it can be more serious for some than others. You know what I mean? Oh God, yeah. So whatever that, whether you're a man or a woman, um, like that can even just be like you recognize the people around you are never going to change. They're always going to be getting drunk and going out, and like, they've not got, the same goals as you. Like, maybe you've got bigger and bolder aspirations and goals that mean you can't be getting pissed all the time and partying. And, you know, that's fine if people haven't got that. But if you have got goals, that's where you have to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. And especially if it's, you know, if it's anything like this, so I'm going to have to watch that because I'll be getting guided to that for a reason. Right, okay, so let's read this wee meditation and then I'll pull one for the masculine that I do keep itching my nose. So thank you for that, Charlotte. So close your eyes if you want to and imagine that a protective second skin envelopes you. But before I begin to read the rest, I'm just going to get you to imagine that there's a cloud of mist forming above the top of your head. And I want you to breathe in, telling yourself relax, and breathe out, telling yourself release. Breathe in, relax. Breathe in, out, release. And just continue to do that in what feels comfortable to you. And we're just going to get a tornado above your head, a little mini tornado, and it's swirling around all the crap that's whirling around that you don't need, other people's stuff, your own unhelpful thoughts, the world collective energy that you don't need to be, you know, the negative stuff. And so it'll whirl around, going down over the top of your chakras, all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And we release, release, release all the heavy stuff that you don't need, all the hanging around, lingering lessons that you've already learned, karmic stuff, karmic people, all the stuff you need to release. With the old Earth and the end of Saturn in Pisces, although we are going to dip back into it in a few months, but we're in Aries, Saturn in Aries for now. Disconnect from the old Earth of fear, lack, negativity. Connect to the new Earth of peace, calm, abundance, balance of your inner masculine and feminine, which I say every day, but that actually does happen to be part of this card. And we pull up whatever it is you feel you need from the new Earth. How interesting. The time is 21:21 here right now. So double the karmic cycles ending in your life if this resonates. And again, I'd say on some level, it does resonate for us all. There are big karmic lessons wrapping up. But again, be mindful of that. Whether you keep track of it yourself or you hear me or anyone else saying it, you'll hear lots of people saying it towards getting near it. But when Saturn does dip back in to Pisces again, I feel there'll be more tests of the karmic variety, confusion, illusion. And I'm just going to give you a little hint that for the next week, the false twin flame card came out far too many times for my liking. So I think there are some quite shocking karmic things coming out in the next week, if it's real time, but it will be for some people. So I'll continue the rest of this. Breathe deeply, bringing your attention to your stomach. Visualize complete darkness and sink into it. Feel yourself drawn into the ground, connecting with the earth. And not a coincidence, it's Taurus moon right now, which is Mother Earth Pachamama. Breathe up feminine energy from the darkness into the soles of your feet. Then exhale it back into the earth. Repeat several times. Now pull this energy into your stomach area, letting it connect with your own energy. Next, breathe in masculine energy in the form of white light from above. Sense this light pouring into your head and down into your neck, your torso, your legs and out your feet. Watch the light energy connect with the dark, grounding earth energy. And that's always so interesting to me, the synchronicity, because right now we are in the dark moon. The period of time right before the new moon. So it's very, very deeply feminine energy. Taurus is a feminine sign too, with the Taurus moon. And it's the part of the feminine energy that like holds the darkness. Because that's the thing, you know, there is the softly, softly, unconditional love, kindness, receptive energy of the feminine. But there's also the fierce, like the part of the feminine that's able to hold the deepest, darkest traumas. And like I say all the time, with my North Node in Gemini in the 8th house of the darkness, you know, the secrets that other people can't handle, the traumas that the other people aren't even able to listen to. These are the secrets that I hold with the type of person that I am, but the type of shaman that I am. So alternate breathing up feminine energy and drawing down masculine energy until there is perfect balance of light and dark within your body. And that's why I was saying this is an important message. So whether my guides want to make me call it something cute like past lives, twin flames, it's, you know, just know with me only using this deck, like possibly this is the third time in that same card coming out. This is an important message about union happening. Inner union for some, which is just important because you've got to have the inner union before the physical union, or it'll all fall to shit. When you have finished, cut off, of course it says that, cut off the energy, cut off, haircut for some, cut off the energy from above and below, knowing that you have been replenished, and give thanks. So I'm going to count from 10 to 1. And when I get to 2, you're going to think about your eyes. When I get to 1, you're going to open your eyes, wide awake, wide awake. You might not need to do it. I always just like to end it that way if I've kind of started it. So ready to come back now in case you sort of floated off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Think about opening your eyes. 1, open your eyes wide awake. The reason I do that is because on the last Zoom session I had there, now this woman has been on my radar for 5 years, but it was absolutely hilarious. Like she was under hypnosis without me even trying. Like, so it's like, you know what I mean? That's why I always just sort of assume that I may have done that. It's nuts. I just put people into a very hypnotic state without, you know what I mean, without even trying. But it's because you see, the thing is, like I always say, I'm a very informal hypnotherapist and it works. Like I'm like that as a counselor too. Like, you know, it is a good skill to have. Like I said, before I'm counseling training, people used to be like, how do you do that? Like people shouldn't actually notice that you're being a counselor to them. They should just feel so comfortable to open up to you and be like, fuck, I've never told anyone that before. But that's why I've trained in counseling, because people were doing that to me long before I trained in it. So I mean, it's like I said, I've just come in with these past life gifts. So I feel quite a lot. You might resonate with what I'm saying there. Like the amount of times I've had handymen and workmen and everything. Like there's ones that I know better that we are going to have a chat and stuff. And sometimes they might be here just quickly fixing something, or sometimes it'll be, you know, if they're fixing something more obviously I wouldn't chat if someone was concentrating, but it's but even if I don't know, like I've had people that I don't know that well and they just start and they're like, what the fuck, why am I telling you this? It's because people fall into either my 8th house or the 12th house of just knowing that they can trust me. So it's quite interesting. Right. So for the masculine, what have we got? For the masculine, let's see if the same card comes out. If it doesn't, it's an additional message that we need. But I won't be surprised if the same one comes out. So it's the masculine and the feminine's side. The masculine and the feminine's masculine side. Oh, for fuck's sake, you're taking the absolute. Sorry, I didn't even see. There was fucking 4 cards. We can't have 4. Give us one, guys. One. I'll push. I might look at the bottom of the deck, but for fuck's sake, one card. One card. I was like, don't tell me. Now that's funny. It's not the same one, but there's loads on this. It is, that has got to be either Scottish or Irish. And it's got 2 black swans on it. I've only got one other deck that has a black swan in it. It's my Twinflame deck that is sitting here. So I've not got, this is, now I know I've got another deck with black swans in it. There's going to be a black swan event. And it could happen as soon as tomorrow. I wonder if something's going to happen that's quite big, like what happened to that power cut. You know what I mean? Because when the power cut, it meant that all the banks went down and the planes couldn't fly. Again, let's just. I pray now, Charlie, even just me and you, anyone that's watching this live, and we're just praying that there is nothing like that happens again, or that if something like that happens, that is dealt with quickly. Like again, right? Can I just ask right now, Charlotte, are they see with that whole smart meter thing? The whatever it's called, the switch off or whatever switch off, or I think it's called the switch off. To me, it just looks like they're forcing you to get a smart meter. Like the last person that asked that, they were like, "Yeah," he was like, "You didn't need to get it if you don't want it." And I'm like, "But what's the alternative?" Do you know what I mean? Like, basically. So if anybody knows the answer to that, because that's kind of worrying me, because I think it happens in June, and today is the 25th of June, so we've not got long. So if anyone else is in the same boat, but yeah, I don't want to be bullied into getting that. I really don't want it. Maybe you can fucking set up camp somewhere. I don't know. I don't want it though. Yeah, but let's just see. So a black swan event is obviously when it affects things on a global sort of scale. Very interesting. What switch off? Right. I don't think it's just in Scotland. Like it's basically if you there. Oh God, I need to. I know I can't really describe it. It's just basically they're saying that like whatever you so in here I don't have gas. It's all electric. So um none of it's going to work. Like they're saying it's out of date or something. Whether that's true or not, it sounds like a load of bullshit to me to just get you to get the thing. But whatever it is, I don't know the technicalities of it. Hilarious synchronicities here. But I just know that it's like been getting advertised for ages. The big switch off. Like make sure you sort this out before the big switch on. And I'm like, it just keeps occurring to me. Wait a minute, that's really soon. And and part of me is quite intrigued to see what like. But I mean, I probably shouldn't fuck around and find out because, like I said, like this whole place is that it's not gas. So, hmm, I don't know the answer to that. I might need to. I might need to ask my pal. Right. So, where's the book? Oh, here it is. So, Callanish. Is that Scotland? Let's just see. It's either Scotland or feels really familiar. It's either Scotland or Ireland. Scotland, it is Scotland, yeah. I'm wondering if I've been there. Maybe I've been there in a past life. Yeah, so what have you got, Charlotte? Have you got any like have you got a smart meter? Have you got anything like, what have you got in your house? Like let me just Google let's because I mentioned it, let's just what is the big switch off? Let's see. I wonder what comes up. It's like, here's another one, right? Am I just being like a helpful? This feels like my Mercury retrograde in Taurus in the House of Virgo is being very practical right now, and I'm helping share at like a public service announcement. You know what I mean? Because Virgo is the house of the help and healing and the healer, and it's like, but it's very practical. And my Mercury retrograde in Virgo is very practical. Like I found the big switch off. There you go. Yeah, I found Oh no, that's not it though. That's not it. Um, I found a leaflet from I think it was 2020 or 2021, but it was about organ donation, and it was like if you don't know this is I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I did not pay attention to that when that came through the door. But for some reason I found it when I was tidying up. It's sitting over there. If I wasn't sitting in my tiny housework shorts right now, I would get up and get it, but I think I'll just not do that. Um, yeah, if you don't opt out of organ donation, you're doing it basically. So if you're comfortable with that, fine. But once you've went through a certain level of awakening, believe me, you won't be comfortable with that. So, again, controversial, but I'm just saying, um, you go on and just you go on the website and you opt out if you want to opt out or you're already opted in. So in case you didn't know that, because again, I've had conversation with this with loads of people before. There's some people that are like, oh, I don't mind, I don't care, I'm not here, all that kind of thing, and you do you, boo. But definitely most people, even if you don't have a problem with the other parts, like you've got a problem with your eyes, like that is a bit creepy, isn't it? Like your eyes being in someone else. I don't know. You do, but again, I think it's just the point is you should have the choice, and I didn't really like that. That it was like unless you opt out because just missed the thing. So this is not what it is. The big switch off refers to the phase transition of the old copper-based public switch telephone network, the shift driven by that's I'm sure it's called yeah, the big switch off. Is that but that's it's more than that though, because it's affecting this is something else, because this is going on, this is mentioned in January. The initial deadline for the switch off was 2025, but it's been pushed back to January 31st, 2027. That is not the same thing somehow. I don't know how to find it. I'm going to put in smart meter. Yeah, this is it. Right. So the radio teleswitch service, RTS, which supports some electric heating and hot water systems, is scheduled to be switched off on Monday, June. Oh, so it's June the 30th, right? It's still a bit longer. This will affect energy customers who have RTS meters, potentially leading to their heating and hot water supply stopping functioning as normal. So I don't know about you, but that's definitely me. To avoid this, customers with RTS meters should contact their energy supplier to arrange a replacement with a smart meter. See what I mean? Like, I just don't like that. It's like you've not got a choice. I'm moving to Ireland. I'm moving to Callanish, wherever that is. Like, here's a more detailed explanation. What is art? Yeah, that's so weird. The RTS service was designed for homes that use electricity for heating and hot water, allowing for switching between peak and off-peak rates. Why is it being switched off? It's reaching the end of its operational life. It's a Saturn and Pisces thing. Approximately 1 million homes with electric heating may be affected. What happens if you don't switch? If you don't upgrade to a smart meter, your heating and hot water may be stopped working as expected and you may be charged incorrectly. I think that's all it is. Like, I couldn't give a fuck. Just, you know what I mean? That's fine. That's worth it. I'm not getting a smart meter. I think I'm just meant to say, you know what I mean? This is an important message, really, though, because although it doesn't affect a lot of people, like, even if it just helps one person, like I say all the time, I can just tell with Mercury and Gemini about Mercury's communication, Gemini's communication, conjunct my Chiron and Gemini. It's like maybe some of you didn't know this, and don't be bullied into it if you don't want that. You know what I mean? Because it's. I remember going out the phone. I did notice that, like it's, but they could, you know, it's like I can see where they're going with this. It's like other things that have happened in the world. They can make you think it's like mandatory sounds like you have to do. It's like the words that they use. It's spells. There we go. It's what I say all the time. Spells are a confusion illusion. Spells are word. You know, Mercury words, Gemini words. You get what I'm saying? It's like they can make you feel like you haven't got a choice, but actually you have. It's just you might not be getting the best prices you could. But that actually doesn't really bother me. I'd rather that than not have the thing. That's how strongly I feel about that. Anyway, must be coming up for a reason. But look at how I got to that. That was because I saw that was all from the Black Swans on the card. That's kind of nuts that was all from the Black Swans on the card. Isn't it? In case it ends up being, because remember, I say this once a month at least, but whenever Uranus and Taurus is conjunct the moon in Taurus, which is at some point tomorrow, it could actually be in the wee early hours for us, but that's like shock, unpredictable movement in the areas of that Taurus. That's the world. That can be earthquakes. That can be, volcanic stuff, volcanoes. That can be tsunami. You know what I mean? Obviously not all of it, but it can be like quite shocking, unpredictable. It could just be like a really big storm, or like that can be things to do with money. So it can be like, obviously it's not always going to be a black swan event, but I just keep thinking that something like that's going to happen again soon. I can feel it. And I'm just paying attention because of what you know what I mean? When my mum and dad were away, and I'd said it wasn't quite like begging her not to go. I knew she was going to go anyway, but it was like, I was like, I'm seeing planes not flying and stuff like that, and then it happened. The biggest power cut in European history is what they called it. The biggest, was it the biggest modern power cut in European? Something like that. Don't quote me, but it was, that was a big deal. That would have been fucking terrifying if you were there. Imagine you were on the underground and the fucking electricity and the lights went off and that and you're stuck. That's fucking terrifying. Terrifying. All right, you've just found it too. I wonder if you, yeah, yeah. You were probably writing that as I was saying it. Yeah, were you writing that as I was saying it? Because that's everything I've just said. I just noticed now. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, I'm going to ask. I'll need to ask the guy that usually sorts all that. Right. So, right, Callanish. So this is for the masculine, but this is also for. Oh, it's it's the Isle of Lewis, Scotland. Oh wow, wow. Um, um, I've never actually been there. I've wanted to go, but I haven't actually been there. Right, so for the feminine masculine side too, lower world, the past. The underground cavern shown on this card represents your memory, while the water weaving through it has the power to align your energies and to heal you. So actually pay attention, our divine masculine Scottish brothers and sisters, because there's a few of you out there. At play here are the Scottish sea fairies, the merfolk, and a purifying presence in the seas around the Isle of Lewis. Legend has it that the Callanish stones were erected perhaps long as 5,000 years ago by Gaelic bard dressed in a coat of mallard and swan feathers, who arrived with the tribe of black-skinned people who brought black swans tethered by silver chains. I mean, I don't like the wording on this. So again, I'm just reading what it says in the book. But I mean, I don't know. Look through the eye of the closest swan on the card and deep dive within yourself to explore memories of a past hurt that still lingers. Ooh. Perhaps the event had a positive outcome that you missed before. For example, losing a particular person may have allowed you to join a new group of friends. To heal your hurt, draw on the restorative power of water through meditative swimming or bathing. Fucking hell. So, stare into the eyes of the swan. Wait a minute. This was all from Energy Saving Trust website, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was probably reading the same thing. Oh, fuck's sake. I don't know if we're going with the Grand Canyon one or this one. Um, oh, whatever. Over it. So the middle word, present. So again, there's some kind of past hurt that might still be lingering, or you've been healing something that hurt you in the past. Again, this could be all of us right now. Middle world, present. The arrangement of the stones at Callanish resembles a Celtic cross. Callanish is aligned with lunar activity. Every 18.6 years, the moon seen from the site appears to skim the womanly silhouette of a nearby mountain range, vanishing for a while only to reappear as if reborn. Ooh. Contemplate the card. Fairy lights dance in and out of the stones as the guardians, one white and one black, keep watch. Between them, they balance the chaos. One white, one black. It's the duality, the yin yang again, like the other card. Ooh, why did the thumb go down? The guides don't like something. Pay attention. That's for people that are still in some kind of hurt, that you're meant to be moving on to the next bit. You're still lingering in your south node energy or the past as, or you're still in the lessons of the Saturn and Pisces. You're meant to be moving on from something or someone. Um, Contemplate, yeah, so I just read that bit. Between them, they balance the chaos and order in your life. They're a reminder that what is made in the dark will be born into the light. There's so many things in the shorts and on the last few live streams that I keep mentioning the darkness coming to light, the dark transmuting the light. You know, you're going to hear a lot of them using me as a channel saying this more so than I say all the time, because this new moon on Tuesday conjuncts my North Node. So, you know, I mean, I talk about that part of my chart quite a lot anyway, because I just love anything astrology, but it's like, you know, I just help people with that a lot about, are you staying in your South Node or are you following your calling, you know? Because I was stuck for a while, you know, but it was interesting how as soon as it went in to my North Node return, I was like, but I didn't have a choice. They were like, you're putting out those journeys, people need them. Get over your own fear. So maybe that's a message for some of you. You have to move into your future, and you have to move in to your North Node, your destiny. Like you have to get over the fear, or it's going to get worse. Whoever that's for. Because at that point the fear was, you know, that's the thing. That's when you make the change. Your fear has so it's kind of like on the twin flame journey. I feel the fear of losing the feminine is getting to be stronger than the fear of, you know, not being good enough or what's going to happen, is the fear of change. You know, it's like once that kind of balance shit, it's like, you know, that's when you see movement, the masculine's taking action. So your thoughts all have the potential to become manifest for good and for ill. If you're wrestling with ideas about doing things differently, which the masculines are, then know that you need to give the situation time to come into better alignment, which a lot of you have done. Some of you are still needing to do. You'll know better than me. Before you act, it would be worth sounding out somebody neutral about your ideas. So again, notice I am that neutral person for a lot of my divine masculine clients. So some of you might be seeking out a therapist or a healer. That come up on the shorts too. The card actually said seek a healing session or something. So, and I felt it before I said it. Oh, wait a minute. I think that was the one for mother chat. That's quite funny. No, I think it was in the shorts. I don't know. It's kind of similar. Right. So the upper world, the future, potential. Maybe somebody needed that message here. The constellation of Cygnus, the swan, is the primary celestial focus here, also known as the Northern Cross. It has the shape of a Celtic cross, as above, so below. Could it be that the purposely erected stones at Callanish were situated above flowing waters deep in the earth and imbued with encoded memories? This site calls to the part of you that can, no matter what the struggles you face, bring about order and stability, from which you can move with confidence when you're ready to do so. Oh, wow, this is very important for the masculine. Know that there are always at least two sides to every argument and idea. This is very twin flame, isn't it? And that the best decision for you can only come from an understanding of both. I'm not saying a word, I'm being neutral, but this is saying you need to listen to both sides of the story, both yours and the feminine's. Don't be afraid to take a stance, but inform yourself well before you do so. Right, so Callanish. So close your eyes again if you would like to join us. Imagine yourself standing barefoot inside the stone circle at Callanish. I like saying that. On a warm summer's night, tiny orbs of light flit around the silhouetted megaliths, and the damp grass tickles your feet. Well, I don't really like that, but you can imagine that if you want. Now look down through the earth to see the fairies in the catacombs of the underworld. Whoa, the synchronicity is insane, because I've just been talking about my North Node in the 8th house, the underworld. Inhale the earth and allow its energy to surge through you, attuning every cell in your body. Look up and observe the moonrise above the hills as the Cygnus constellation glistens in the sky. Notice that a being of white swan feathers, the white guardian, is watching you. The black guardian appears, and you realize that you are being called to acknowledge your shadow self, which, whoa, that is what the divine masculines, male and female, are being called to do. And actually, everyone is being called to do that. Now, whether or not they're heeding the call, only you will know. Take time to do this and allow these beings to come to you together and align your energies. But both cards are about so Gemini, duality, yin yang. Next, watch the moon disappear behind a mountain and bring your focus to the avenue of stones. As the moon reappears, you see its brilliant light coming towards you down the avenue. It is the shining one, as you are engulfed in light. Allow your darkness and all that weighed you down to be dissolved, raising your vibration and connecting you with the stars. So before you open your eyes, I'm just going to sit for a minute and I'm just praying and sending you energy to transmute any of the heaviness, whether you're in the heaviness for a while yet because you've not been in this place for a while, or whether this is the last bits of stuff you need to move through before you move to the next part of your journey, whatever that means for each person. Right. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to count from 10 to 1. And when I count to 2, you're going to think about opening your eyes. And when I get to 2, you're going to open your eyes, wide awake, wide awake. When I get to 1, rather, you're going to open your eyes, wide awake. Back on the live. So, ready to come back now. Although I can't imagine you floated off too much there, but you never know. You never know how tired someone was. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Thinking about opening your eyes. 1, opening your eyes, wide awake, wide awake. And either this card is going to be relevant for the Taurus, because I'm in danger of putting Gemini in the title. I'm doing Gemini tomorrow though. Wait a minute, I keep saying tomorrow. I'm not doing Gemini tomorrow. I'm doing mediumship Monday tomorrow. And if I'm too tired to do it on camera, you'll just see my hands, or it might even be a pre-recorded video, but I'm sure I'll be fine to do it. And I'm doing the Gemini one on Tuesday because that's the Gemini new moon. So if you want to catch another one of these live, I'll be doing the next 2 nights basically. So it means Wednesday is see what I mean? They're making Wednesday my day off now. Yeah. Because I'll need to have but it's like, when I do that, it's like I'll still be able to rest during the day. But anyway, so I want to tell you the truth, reveal. I'm still awake, not drifting off this time. Yeah, good. I wasn't intending anyone to go really deep there because I ain't got time. I was meant to bloody start the other one at 9. It's now 10 to 10. So yeah, I feel that could fit. There could be some sort of reveal because again, Mercury and Gemini, speaking your truth. But I feel it's connected there. Because that was the masculine card and it can be the feminine's masculine side. It's like there's some kind of past hurt that some of the masculines will still be in the past energy and like I said, stuck in their south node. They're stuck in the past and you're feeling so again specifically they're giving me I think I'll shuffle the twin flame cards for some of you. See, that could be like you're punishing yourself longer than what's actually necessary when you've already went through a hard time. Like it's like you've already learned the lessons. That's why I say that all the time. You've already learned the lessons you need to learn. If that is the card I think it is. So I'm going to shuffle these at the start of the next one, but look, I've just picked up a scripture. He calmed the raging storm and the waves became quiet. I wonder if I'll put that in the title. I'll need to see if it fits. But yeah, that's Psalms 107, 29 or 29, however you say it. But look, it's a beach scene, so that could be significant too. Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean? Like prolonging the pain that you don't need to be in anymore. For some of you, again, I don't know what each of your situations are, but some of you, it's like, it fits with what I said at the start. Like my client, you're not where you once were. You've changed that much. It's like somebody that you trust needs to be pointing out you're not that person anymore. And anybody that truly loves and cares about you would be able to point that out for you if you're not seeing it yourself. The problem is if you've got even one karmic person or a lot of karmic people around you, they want you to stay stuck, not seeing that. That's why when you go to counselors and healers and shamans or somebody that's all of it, you see why I get a lot of shit, guys, for a lot of people, because I empower others. You know what I mean? I'm fully empowered and I keep doing the healing for me and I empower others. And when you're empowered and you see the truth, you make the changes that other people don't want you to make. I'm popping off. I don't join again. Thanks for tonight. Have a good bank holiday. Thank you. You too. Thank you for joining. And that was cool with the Grand Canyon thing. Right. So what have we got here? What's to add on to that message for the masculine? Yeah, that's what I felt. 11:11. So divine time. I am enough. Let go of expectations. Yeah. Thank you for backing me up because it's just them talking through me. This is like if you're the masculine, whether you're male or female, you could be putting like really high expectations on yourself that don't need to be there. Look, because it's like, look, she's chained. Like it's a butterfly chain. So it's like this butterfly wants to transform and fly free, but they're chaining themselves. It feels like, being trapped in a cage that is made of your own thoughts. That's what it feels like. Like let go of the expectations, like of everything going perfectly in the way that you wanted to, and just take the leap of faith with Saturn and Aries. And again, whatever area of life, it's sounding like love there, but again, I am a love healer because it's spiritual awakening. Shift or be shifted. Yeah, it's going to be relevant to whoever needs to hear that. And it's time to stay grounded. Yeah, I feel like this is what I mean. I feel like it's those shake up energies of, because also Uranus and Taurus is the home. So this can be shake ups in the home environment because they did guide me to one I filmed in February and it's got the card out of who does that deck? I did pick it up. Oh, this deck. The card out of this deck that has moving house on it. So obviously that's not really for everyone, but these are things that can happen because it's. Do we need in and out of this? If that card comes out, we're like, what the fuck? So I'm going to be doing Taurus right after this if you want to stay. Yeah, King of Wands. So, sorry, I laugh out of nerves with this card. So this King of Wands card has like he's not fully blind, but he's partially blind, and it's kind of like I really need to read the book to see what that's all about. But I did pull it in reverse either way. So the King of Wands is like a passionate man that knows what they want and they're going for it. Sometimes it can be they're maybe too much in their passion, they're not thinking about anything else and they're following their want. But not really. That's like the nighty ones, that's what always gets called the player card. But it isn't always about that. It can be about being brave. And I feel in this case it's like someone's lost their passion for life and they couldn't see. When they were up, they couldn't see the truth. But now it's like they've lost passion for, I don't know, whether it's a job, a person, a situation. Um it's like and when you might still feel like you're stuck in a karmic cycle because it's the world 21 coming full circle and it's that women are like it's that group of crocheting women. So the randomest card ever that Renee had said she was crocheting, or it was either Renee or Lexi said they were crocheting or something, or sewing. It was something like that. I think it's specifically. And then I pulled out that card. Hilarious, because it's not me; it's the guides that do it. But yeah, there's someone couldn't see how to release a karmic cycle, but until I think there was a betrayal, because that person's being fucking hell, that person being stabbed in the back. Well, yeah, that card's pretty dark. I mean, it is about that. It is about like it's normally got cards. That's pretty dark. That card though. Fucking hell. Like, look, whatever that means to different people, but look at that. See somebody sticking a knife in, like quite literally. It's maybe meant to be like a garden, but anyway, it doesn't look good, does it? They're holding like a garden thing, and then it's Jesus Christ, that's really so. Anyway, I mean, I hold up, but that is, painful endings. But the good news is that it's the end. Now it's the end. It's only up from here. So something was a difficult karmic cycle to close out, but it is the end now, and you could be healing from it. And you don't want to hold back. And you're releasing the burdens. Yeah, and you've got everything you need, the magician, because you've worked hard. See, like, okay, I'm ending it there. So ever that, I don't like saying see, but all the different masculines, male and female, that's for. That's what I felt. It's like you're prolonging some sort of pain when you could move forward from it now. Okay, I trust that that'll make sense to it's meant to. And I'm going to go on with Taurus second house now. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. So see you in a minute if you're joining me. See you later. hope this finds who it's meant to find, because it felt like a powerful message. Oh, an hour and 20 minutes.